Hello everybody and welcome to my channel Bake and Play and to a complete new chapter on this channel. Some of you might wonder, where is Leamington Zoo? Where is our franchise? Yeah, guys, unfortunately I have to tell you something very sad. I had to close Leamington Zoo because I noticed that you were not that interested in a franchise series as you were interested in my sandbox series. So I had a short survey on YouTube and you guys were pretty much clear what you wanted to see in the future, and you said that you would rather watch a new sandbox series. So I decided to close Leamington Zoo forever and start with something new. Don't worry, this series is going to be exciting. So once again, hello everybody and welcome to Brooksburk Zoo. Well, Brooksburk Zoo is a new sandbox series on my channel. You will have new videos, if I can manage to, every Monday from today on. And in today's episode we are starting with the very basics of building a zoo. We are starting with building an entrance building. You might be wondering, no, not really. I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing right here, because I found a new way for me to make it easier to build buildings. As many of you guys know, whether if you were watching my sandbox series or my franchise series or tutorials or something, I tend to work only with non-grid pieces. That gives you way more flexibility in building your buildings, but it is also a little more time consuming. But there is a way, at least a way that I found out for me, that makes it much easier. So what I'm doing is, first of all, I'm building some wall structures and use them as samples. So I'm building something like like a building kit, if you want to call it like this, so that I have several pieces of a building, and also separate pieces of a building. And then in the end, when I have all the building pieces or all the pieces that I need to construct the actual building, I'm just using it like a construction kit, like a puzzle, and bring all the pieces together to make it so much easier to have a unique building, with unique pieces, but so much easier to build the whole thing. So you can see what I did right here. I wanted to have these edge pieces with the huge pillar on the left and on the right corner when I want to go around the edges. I wanted to have some plain wall pieces with just a window in it. And I also wanted to have these open pieces that I'm building right here, where we can have our counters, our shops, and so on. I also uploaded one of these sets to the workshop already. I'm going to put the link in the video description so you can check that out and find out if this is also something that would work for you as well. The kit that I loaded up into the Steam workshop does also include wall pieces, I wanted to say roof pieces. So you can actually construct your own unique classical land house building, I think it is. Here I created another wall. I wanted to have something very, very classical, so I decided I wanted to have something something a little bit out of the box, not just plain walls like like the regular buildings. I just have difficulties this time to find the correct words. You know that from me, that happens all the time. So I hope you guys can follow the video as well, even though I cannot manage to talk in full sentences and then clear sentences and using a language that everybody can easily understand. Yeah, so that's that. Some of you might know this, that I have a little bit of difficulties. I didn't notice it in the moment that I was building this kind of wall. I used the wrong angle. So I cut out a little bit of the video because, I noticed it when I was finished and I thought, why does this not work, or why does it look a little bit weird? So I deleted the right side of the wall piece and build it anew, but I deleted the whole stuff because I thought, that's not very interesting for you guys. Yeah, so what can you await from this new sandbox series? What will be different to all the other sandbox series that I had or have already on my channel? Well, it's not going to be that different from the also new sandbox series that you might have watched if you are, if you're willing to watch things in German language, which is Litchfield Zoo. Maybe something about Litchfield Zoo in the beginning. Litchfield Zoo is going to be a city zoo based in Australia, which I wanted to build for such a long time, and now I finally made it. And Litchfield Zoo is planned to be a very high detailed, realistic park build with with many gimmicks and goodies in there. And I also wanted to build something similar, but not the exact same thing for you guys in English language. And that's why I came up with this zoo, Brooksburk. I was trying to find the word. Oh, this is so awkward that I'm coming with a video to you guys, and I just can't remember the name of my zoo. Brooksburk Zoo. It will be much easier once the sign is on the entrance building. So I can have a look at this from time to time and remember what the zoo actually is called. So, as I said, this is going to be a high detailed zoo. I'm trying to build as realistic as possible. Maybe not in the beginning when I built the entrance building, because I just put all of the stuff buildings that we need inside of the building and didn't put many stuff or decoration around them, so that's not gonna happen in the entrance building. But later on, when we are building in the zoo, I want to build the habitats as realistic as possible. So this also would mean that they will not be the correct size for the animals all the time. Sometimes it might be pretty much bigger than the animals need, and sometimes the habitats might be much smaller than the animals would need. And but I'm trying to be as realistic as I can be. Also want to go more into building backstage areas, and also what I have done in Leamington already, and also in Siebentischwald, my German franchise series that is still running, sorry for that, in on my channel. I wanted to have some separation in the habitats. For example, when you have zebras or hoofstock in general, then most of the time when they should not breed, the males get separated from the females, and that is something that I want to do in the zoo as well. And sometimes we're going to have two habitats of the same animal species, like you can also see in some zoos, maybe for smaller animals. Thinking right now of of monkeys, for example. At least the smaller ones, when you might have two separate groups of them. So that is also something that you might see. Or small cats, like the caracal, for example. Most of the big cats and the smaller cats live solitary. So this means not like lions that live in a bigger family group, but I'm thinking of tigers, for example, jaguars, cougars. They most of the time live solitarily and only come together for breeding season. So that's going to be, for example, two separate habitats for the cougars, one for the female and one for the male, that can be connected together so that the male can walk into the female habitat and so on. Yeah, but you're gonna see this all in the future of this zoo. First of all, we have to build the entrance building, which was something in the past that I was not very happy to do, because I hated to build buildings. So many times before I started recording here on YouTube for you guys, when I was building a new zoo, I just didn't build an entrance building. I always used the in-game entrance that we have in the beginning of every park. I didn't take care about it at all, because it was the worst nightmare for me to build a building that actually looks nice. But at this point, after how many hours in the game do I have now? About 1,400 in-game hours. So after all this time, I'm actually feeling quite comfortable to build buildings and taking my time to make everything look nice and good. And that's something that I really enjoy, especially in this build and also in Litchfield Zoo. I really had so much fun building this stuff, and I hope you guys know this when you are watching my videos. So we're not going to have any animals in this zoo right now. In this episode, we are concentrating on the entrance building alone, and only on the side where you enter the zoo. So here's a little warning. When you're watching this video, in the next episode, you are probably also not going to see an animal move in to our zoo. The only thing you will see in the next episode, I think so, is we are going to make the entrance plaza. So when you enter the zoo and you're having the food counters, toilets, maybe a gift shop or something like that on that side as well. That is something that we are going to do in the next episode, and maybe a few little gimmicks like making the ATM look nice and a little bit different. Building a gift shop, as I said, and I also want to include something that I already did in Litchfield Zoo as well. I wanted to include a zoo map. So that is something that I've done here. What I'm planning is, as well as in Litchfield Zoo, I want to have a look at the zoo map at the beginning of every episode, And at the end of the episode, we are going to have a look at the zoo map again to see what we constructed right now. The zoo map is going to be placed at the beginning of our zoo and in several areas, so that you can actually have an overview where you are right now, where you want to go, and yeah, stuff like that, so that you actually don't need those footprints on the path where your visitors, or when you send your zoo in, could follow, but you can also have a look at the zoo map. So that's the idea behind that, and I hope you guys will appreciate that. Yeah, the roof construction here was quite a little bit of a struggle because it was not that easy to make it look good, but in the end I managed it, and I'm very happy with how the whole thing looks. It's always the same thing in the beginning when you start building something. It always looks a little bit naked and not that great, but in the end, when you are done with decorations, with plants, and doing a little bit of fencing and decorating the area around it, it all comes together and it all looks nice. And I was so happy that with the Twilight DLC we had those off-grid roof pieces that I could use here, because I thought, oh my god, I built such a nice wall and I cannot manage to make it work with an actual roof. So as I said, I was very happy that I could use those off-grid roof pieces for this build, because it made everything so much easier for me. Yeah, here I was putting in all the staff buildings that we need. I could manage to put almost all of the staff buildings in here. Yeah, just not our construction worker. I had to replace it because I could not connect the path. So I had to replace it and put it into the other building on the other side of our entrance, because there was nothing in there yet. And I hope you guys will remember me, or will remind me at least after the next episode, because I think that I will, and I'm pretty sure that I will forget about this, that I will forget that I put the construction worker here in this building, and I have to connect the path to the main path. So please remind me in the next episode, or at the end of the next episode, that I have to put this in there, or even in this video when you watch it, remind me, because at the time you are going to watch the video, it is very it's probably the time when I'm starting building the entrance plaza. So that would be very kind of you guys if you remind me, because as many of you might know me, I'm very forgetful sometimes. And as I'm saying this, I forgot what I wanted to tell you. Okay, but we have all the staff buildings in here, all the staff buildings that we need, and I also need to build some doors for our keepers, where they can leave the building. As I'm talking about realism, I really wanted to be realistic. Oh yeah, and here was something else that I noticed. The first time ever we do have non-grid roof pieces in the Twilight DLC. I didn't notice that because I didn't use some of the roof pieces yet. And most of the times when I build buildings, I use the grid pieces for the roof, because we don't have any off-grid roof pieces. You only could use off-grid pieces when you do a flat roof or something like that. Everything else doesn't look right or like an actual roof. So yeah, I was very happy about that, because once again, this made everything so much easier for me, because I just had to put those grid pieces on the edges of the building to connect it and make the whole thing fit. And for the rest of it, I could use the off-grid pieces. Unfortunately, this does mean, as I had to use those grid pieces on the edges, that I cannot put the whole entrance on the workshop. Well, actually I could. Yeah, maybe I'm going to do that. So if I did that, you will find the workshop link in the video description in the next video, because I just thought about it. We have to finish the whole thing first, so we have to do also the other side with the food and the toilets and stuff like that. Yeah, but I actually could make the whole thing into a habitat, and when I do that I can upload it to the workshop. So that is something that I'm thinking about. That's something I could probably do, and then you can download the whole thing and use it as an entrance for your own zoo if you are interested in it. You can let me know in the comment section if you would love to have something like this. You can also let me know in the comment section if you are interested in something like those those building kits that I mentioned in the beginning, with what I did here for this zoo entrance. So if you wanted to have some pre-constructed building pieces, like wall pieces for your own buildings, just let me know in the comment section, and I will be very happy to provide you with with some new pieces and some new sets from time to time. Yeah, the building is finished so far. The roof is on the building. Yeah, we actually do have an entrance, and now it's time for some decoration. This video is going to take a little bit longer than my usual videos. Usually I try to put everything into a maximum of 30 minutes, because I think 30 minutes is it's an okay time for Speedbuild, and the time that everybody is able to follow me create stuff. But the entrance area and entrance buildings always take a little bit longer, and as I'm going to take my time in this zoo as well and trying to be a little bit more creative and go a little bit more into detail, I think the videos sometimes can last a little bit longer than that. So I hope you guys don't mind that and will watch it nevertheless. Yeah, and something else I needed to say, I already said it in my German videos. I noticed once again that many of you guys do watch my videos. My channel is growing quite steadily, a little bit slow at the moment, but it is growing, which makes me very happy, and shows me that you guys actually like what I do here and appreciate my work. But I noticed that even though many of you guys do watch my videos and do watch it for a long time, so not only for the first 2 minutes and then close the chapter on it, I don't get as many likes as I probably could get for my videos. So I would be so happy if you don't forget to click the like button at the end of the video when you enjoyed what you have seen on my channel. This will help me a lot. This will help the channel to grow. This will help me to be able to do more stuff for you guys. So yeah, I would be so happy if you don't forget to hit the like button at the end of the video, or even though in the beginning of the video as well. That is also an option. Okay, so let's see if it works this time. Okay, so using many of the pieces from the Twilight DLC, actually, I noticed right now, even in the beginning of the zoo, in this entrance gate, those doors are also included in the Twilight DLC. So I was not that big of a fan of that DLC because I thought all those building pieces and stuff that was included, or many of the stuff that was included in this pack, was not very helpful for building a cohesive zoo, because it was very much themed around Halloween and spooky ooky and stuff like that, and so I was not that happy with it. But in the end, it turns out that there are many beautiful building pieces in there that yeah, that I use on a regular basis right now, at least at this video, and also in all my other builds, because I really like those wood pieces that we got from the Twilight DLC. I use them all the time. Yeah, here I wanted to have some of the animal statues on top of the entrance, because I thought this, yeah, I needed something like this. In a classical zoo, I thought it yeah, it would need something like this to make it actually look like a zoo. So that you come along the way and you notice at first sight, oh, okay, this is the zoo entrance. Yeah, there's also going to be a sign on top of it at the at the end. And I decided to put the gates on the other side, because on the front side of the entrance it wouldn't have worked in reality, because those entrance thingies that our visitors need to pay the price for the zoo would have stopped the doors from being able to close. So I thought it would be better if I put it on the other side. Yeah, and here I was building something for the actual zoo sign. And here it is, Brooksburk Zoo. You will see the logo later on in the real-time part a little bit better visually. And you also can see it in the thumbnail of the video, I think. Yeah, just a little bit more decoration around it. And as I said, this is going to be a very classical, old zoo, I might say. The funny thing is that I didn't know it before I started with it. That's something that happens a lot of times to me, because as I mentioned so often, I'm not making any plans of what I want to achieve or what I want to build. So the goal for this build was I wanted to build an entrance for a new sandbox zoo, and I wanted it to be a little bit like, not that much of an adventure zoo. I wanted to have a realistic build. So that was all that I was going into this build. And then I started building. And this came out. I didn't plan to have something like a historical zoo, or something like this kind of city classical zoo. And that is something that I also did mention on Twitter and also on my Discord, which you can join as well if you want to. Lots of great stuff in there. I'm also doing a contest. Yeah, but to come back to what I wanted to say, something that I said on Discord and on Twitter, it is always so exciting for me when I start a new zoo because I don't know what I'm coming up with. So it is always so nice when you build the entrance area and the zoo shows who she is or who she wants to be. And from there, you can go on. So this was something very exciting as I noticed, okay, Brooksburk Zoo decided to be a classic old lady, and I was so happy with that and so excited to build in that style, because so many of my childhood memories came back of these not always beautiful but classic zoos. We have a lot of them in Europe. You might not have that much of them in the USA or in other countries that don't have such a long history, I might say, as Europe does. So I'm very excited for that, and we are going to have some great buildings in there and some great habitats, and yeah, I'm so excited for what's going to come in this zoo. So I'm very happy with that. Even though I'm very sad because I, as you might have noticed, or some of you might have noticed, one reason that I was starting a German new sandbox series as well was because I had to close Swamp Lake Zoo, which was the first ever zoo that I did videos for here on YouTube, as I started in October of 2021. Was my first zoo, and due to performance reasons I had to close it down. So I had to come up with something new, and that's why there's going to be another zoo on my channel in German language, which is Litchfield Zoo. And what you saw here is something that I that I stole from PS Vision Gaming. Some of you guys might know PS Vision. They are doing such great stuff with Planet Zoo, such crazy stuff, because you might want to check out their series on YouTube, which is called Salon's Adventure Zoo. But Salon's Adventure Zoo is actually not really a zoo, because PS Vision is building all the craziest stuff that you could imagine. He's building whole cities and gas stations and so many things, so realistic and so great, and so much creativity that they have. It is unbelievable. And in the last build of them, I saw something that actually ZSH Plays recognized. They used the Siamang statues to make those stone bulbs for decoration in the ground. What I did here, where I'm going to put the animal statue right next to it right now. I was deciding to put down the dodo. And definitely check PS Vision Gaming out. So many great ideas that you can get from their videos. This is just amazing. What I'm noticing right here, right now, is as I'm putting down those shelves for our information stands or for our ticket booth, I forgot the floor. our staff members are standing on grass. So that is something that we have to do in the next episode as well. We have to put down some flooring in there, at least for, when not the whole building, at least for our info staff. Yeah, and I always try to build custom custom stuff for for the information booth and stuff like that. But for the information booth, it is very hard for me to decide what to put in there, because actually they are selling tickets and not really merchandise or stuff like that. So I put in these stuffed animals, some fabric, which is very weird. But I thought this might look like books or something like that, and also put in some drinks. And I hope you guys don't mind. I didn't have any great ideas what to put in there, and I used those South American wallpapers and pictures and put them at the background of it. Yeah, and with that being said, we are almost at the end of the video right now. So props to you guys, you made it. We're going to have a little real-time part, just making the work zone for the entrance area, and then we're having a look at what we have done. So once again, if you liked what you see, please leave a like, leave a comment what you think about the whole thing, and also subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next episode, which is coming out next Monday, where we're going to build the entrance plaza. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you had fun. Bye.